when exactly did you start getting into the music though?
Yo, I used to, since like the jukebox. I used to watch a bunch. I used to sneak and order them shits first, you know. And I used to watch and mimic it. And music has always been a part of my family, like, cause you know my biological father is a musician. He's very talented at playing like every instrument. You know, he sung a little, wrote songs, and my mom she sung a little. She wrote poetry, read a lot of books. So I would say it was probably like hereditary. And so I got serious about it in elementary, like when I heard of Nas, because I wanted to learn a Nas song, so I tried to write it. It ain't hard to tell, right? So I tried to write the song. I couldn't spell all the words because the motherfucker's so intelligent. But I knew what I was saying, even though I ain't know how to spell the shit. And so just to write it so I can memorize it, you know, and you know, I thought it was the coolest thing, and I just started, you know, structuring my craft, you know, from there. And then as I, you know, got into my teens, I started being able to go off the dome with it, you know, freestyle with it. And then I transitioned into learning how to be like a better songwriter as I kept going on, you know. So
did you have like cats that you went to school with that like kind of linked up with as far as the music was concerned, or you kind of like honed your craft on your own?
I did it on my own because honestly, you know, it can be a gift and a curse. They say that the next man should never be as hungry as you are, and it's always felt like I'm always a little more hungry, especially to do it with integrity. Because sometimes people try to get you if they see that you're serious about something. They will try to take an unfair advantage of you. So me, I was always like this lone wolf, you know, and crafting and just studying and watching like all the legends and even listening to things other than hip hop. You know, so it kind of gave me an ear for like beat selection, you know, song structure. You know, because I wanted to learn, you know, from the greats. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it for real. I'm gonna do it 100%. So, yeah.
When did you know you like, you know what, I can make this a career for myself?
I would say when I did my first demo when I was still in high school, and I actually mailed it off. And this is when we used to mail off demos or whatever. I mailed it off, and I got a good response.
Stop telling our age.
I got, you know, I mailed it off or whatever, you know. But I did that because I was trying to do the poor man's copyright. You know what I'm saying? And so I mailed it off, and I got a response from a certain label, and they asked me to, you know, come and audition. Mind you, I'm in high school and whatnot, and so I went there, auditioned for them, and they said, man, you know, just keep going. You know, I'm thinking I'm going to get a deal. I'm thinking I'm going to get my license. I'm going to get the bubble Lex or something, get a Lex or something and be something. But they said just keep going. And every time someone heard me, you know, make a song or they heard something I was doing, they like, yo, I think you got what it take. You know, just don't give up. Just don't give up. But of course, you know, it's the setbacks, and it's like, you know, you take a giant step forward. Sometimes you take a step backwards because of circumstances.
Life.
Yeah, life, of course. And that's
always life.
That's the biggest distraction, you know. And you can let it be a distraction or you can let it be motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a few setbacks.
Now, I don't want to get too deep into the person, like, but you should say you had setbacks. Do you think at any point did it deter you from becoming a hip hop artist?
You know what? I would say, yeah, because it's like it gave me things to write about. It gave me things to think about. But when you ain't got nowhere to live, man, it's hard to think about writing a fucking song.
That's
man.
a fact.
Like,
so you were at that point.
I tell people like, yo, this dream will break you. You gotta really, really be mentally stable. You gotta be mentally strong, because I'm telling you, like, a lot of people that's around you, they'll, if you get $1 million contract, yeah, it's cool. But when you're talking about getting the $1 million contract, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's very difficult, because they're looking at, oh, well, what if? Or, well, you said the same shit last year. You said that this year. You said, well, when it's gonna happen? And it's like people will rush your progress, but they don't understand that it's a process.
I say, especially if they don't, that'd be the thing, because majority of the time, I'm saying, when this is something that you want to do, the people immediately around you really don't give no fucks about it.
For real, like you on
they
the
don't really
island.
care what you trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just like, oh, you rapping? You making any money? No, fuck that shit. Like, they don't really. That's what it be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta show, especially with this, because it's either with the music thing, it's either you winning or you losing for the majority of people. You know what I mean? Like, they either, if they're not in it with you and they don't know what the process about, they don't know that, you know what I'm saying, this meeting with this person might not turn into nothing, but it's still a win because I was in front of this person. And if I come across this person a couple years down the line, they gonna remember when I was right here, and they gonna be like, oh, this the cat that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't think these is wins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't think these is like, yo, this is progress. They like, well, you ain't got no money from that shit, so you know what I'm saying? So
everything start off with no money.
Yeah.
That's the people who stick with it actually get somewhere. Because that's what happens sometimes. You don't make enough money, you quit.
And that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? It be with the music thing, man, it's gonna be a long time before you really start seeing any kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Because you might do a showcase, first of all, you be in the negative. Cause you gotta pay to do all them showcases they used to do back in the day. You gotta pay to do them. You gotta pay people to perform. You know what I'm saying? And then once you start getting any kind of money for performing, nigga, that's just money to get there.
To get there.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why these
Right.
big labels, all these big labels are at banks. They give you a nice loan to put yourself in debt. Before you could become a better artist. But that's why you got to try to pay that shit back as fast as possible, because those labels give you, like, want 100 mil? Got you, man. Take this 50 million. They want that back, but 75.
They put the loan shark.
The loan shark on you.
For real.
They own you.
And that's as us
big
as outsiders, we're just getting hip to that.
Yeah,
These guys running around. Oh, they got 5 million, 6 million, 7 million right out the gate, 10 million right at the gate.
That's just more money you got.
That ain't
pay
money
back.
in their pockets. That's an upstart. That's just to get them started.
But you got to pay that back.
Yeah, you got to pay it back.
With interest.
With interest.
Remember, the loan
Bank.
shark.
It's a bank.
And that's the thing. Now, if you was smart, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a few cats out there that was smart. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, you know what I mean, you get 2 million out of a label or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You might take, if you smart, you gonna take $1 million, and you might take 1.5 and try to turn that shit into something else. You might want to buy some property.
Invest in something.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Do something that's gonna bring you money back ASAP. Because please, before the last probably like 15 years or so, I mean, after the last like 15 years or so, like it don't cost that much to just record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they
Nowadays.
giving people budgets like hotel shit, all type, you know what I'm saying? They used to just throw money at cats just to, you know what I'm saying, to record, but that was back when, they go in the studios, it's $500 an hour. And, you know what I mean?
Now people building their own studios.
Yeah.
You can do it. I mean, you can legit record from your phone.
Facts.
Now
Yeah.
With certain software.
Facts.
And so it's like now, artists are more hip, and artists are more like dual citizens now, I would call them, because now they can record themselves. Now they can load up their music and they can release on their date.
On their own.
Like, God forbid, like, and I heard Russ, who is like
He's independent.
the illest,
I fuck with
like
Russ.
one of the illest, like,
Independent,
his
right?
business,
Yeah.
the independent artist. He said, God forbid Drake say, okay, I'm not signing another deal. I'm gonna be independent.
Oh.
Do you know how many people would be out of a job?
Yep.
Do you know how many labels would crumble?
Fam, Drake is an ecosystem in itself.
Bro, he's a
yeah.
different. That's a different kind of financial monster, bro. Because he generates that interest and he has that power. You know, and if enough artists, and I'm not saying that it's anything wrong if you have a good relationship and you have a good record deal and you feel like you can capitalize on it, take it. However, understand that, you know, when they give you certain things up front, and now we're in the digital age where they're streaming your music, and yeah, you'll get your streams and all these things, but you got to also understand, like, they're gonna want some of your show money,
and that be the thing, because now the fight, the back and forth thing is how much is a stream worth?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and depending on who you talking to,
different.
You gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? This is 0.00006 cents. You know what I'm saying? Per stream, and
after the other 5 people take their part, now you walk away with .000000001.
Especially if you're on a label, and that's why the labels, they have so much invested. But even with the streaming, you figure if you got your music in, let's say, 175 digital stores, and you're getting streams from most of those stores, then okay, it adds up. But still, if you have like 6 people you have to credit that have to see their money before they even break you off. And the number one is Iris, aka IRS. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, you gotta
better see them.
Because it's not, that's not like tithing in the church when the preacher is saying, you know, you line up here. No, they coming, they Debo. They come first, one way or the other, like straight guerrilla shit, you know. So, you know, a lot of the artists, they get the upfront money, and yeah, you know, they make their money. I mean, I'm not gonna name the artists, but you've probably heard some of them saying, "Oh, I ain't make no money. I didn't make no money," but they're driving around in, you know, $350,000 vehicles.
Them cars is in the label name. Them houses is in the label name. You know what I'm saying? Like,
said, the money start looking funny in the light, and when you start realizing that, oh, okay, I see how I can do it. You know, and a lot of times people, it's not the industry that's the problem. It's the people in the industry that know that they can make a few changes, but they just refuse to do it because they don't want to let go of that leverage. If you know you got the leverage and you know people gonna have to come in, they're afraid that they can no longer be the middleman.
You lose your power.
Exactly, and that's what a lot of people, and that's a human emotion. If you don't have a power on if you don't have anything above them, then you feel like, okay, it's not worth doing. It's not worth living. That's how people are.
Right.
So let me ask your status. Are you a signed artist or are you an independent artist?
I don't use the I word because they look at you different when you say independent.
Got you. Okay.
You can have the hottest shit ever, and they'll call you indie, and it's like it just triggered this thing. Well, you know, you'll get there one day, son.
Okay. Got you. Okay.
But I'm a self-funded. Yeah.
So, okay.
Tell me if I'm wrong. I think also when people look at you and you label yourself independent, it's like, oh, he wouldn't want to deal with no, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, it's certain things that cut you off from because you're saying that.
Like that, and it's like, nah, because a lot of things a problem that I see with a lot of artists is they've always saying, okay, you know, I'm independent, self-made, self-owned, and I don't want to split the money with anyone. Well, understand that you're never going to keep all of your money. I don't care how independent you are. You're never going to, somebody else is going to get paid. We're going to go back to that IRS.
And the thing to me is that it don't even sound right, because the more self-reliant you are, the more people you gotta pay.
Exactly. Because you gotta pay
your own business owner.
Remember, you gotta pay this person, you gotta pay that person, because if you don't pay them, and a lot of times you gotta pay them before you pay yourself.
Absolutely.
You gotta pay it going forward. Like when I have to go lease beats and whatnot, or get a license, I have to build relationships with producers. You know, but the thing is, I don't use anyone's beat without them getting paid and us doing the correct splits, because I don't ever want it to be that type of
cover that from the
that type of business. Like,
and if it got to be clearances,
exactly, you got to get clearances and all these things. And if if you got to do that, you got to do that.
Right.
You know, you can work out a deal with them depending on who they are.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we just living in a time where, you know, I get it. You want to be independent. I get it. You don't want to have all of these splits, and you want to be able to say something is your own. But understand, there's still going to be a cost that comes with it.
And
So,
in the cost, I mean, yeah, money is money, you know what I'm saying? But that sweat equity, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always say if you fine, like I'll never knock nobody for saying I want to be signed to a label.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
it's two different types of artists. You know what I'm saying? It's the artist that wants to just focus on their craft, focus on their music, and don't want to really be bothered too much with the business. And
go find me a commercial.
they just want to be, you know,
find me those sneakers. I don't feel like doing none of that work.
They want to
You do
be
that work for
told.
me.
They just all they want to do is be told when to show up and where and what and and just do your thing. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but
absolutely not.
the only thing is, you just got to know that what kind of control you giving up.
Yeah.
And don't cry later.
I just recently I dealt with that. I turned down 2 of those deals because even if I would have reconsidered, if they would have tweaked it a little bit, I would have reconsidered, but it just wasn't reasonable. Now,
I be hearing about that shit sometimes
front,
too, yo. They just becoming disrespectful.
It up front, it would have been great. It would have been great, but I'd have did that out of ego.
Right.
And out of, you know, all right, yo, I finally got to this point. Yo, I'm going to have such and such, and I can take it. No matter how much you can flip it, it's about, I got 44 songs that I wrote myself that's on all of the streaming platforms. You want to go back, and because now you're going to put a machine behind me, people are going to go back and listen to those records. Yep. And it's going to sound completely different because now I got your name attached to it. And those streams are going to multiply.
Yep.
I wrote those songs. I got the splits with the producers, but now you want me to restructure and give you some of the benefits of those songs I already put out. That doesn't make sense.
And then and tell me that I can't do what I want with these songs for the next 20 years or some shit like that.
Because you know, rest in peace to the brother from De La Soul. You know, they just got
That's
got
crazy.
the right to be able to stream their album.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
After how many years? That was
30 years, bro.
It took 35
30 years.
35 years, one of those things.
Yeah.
And
they did a little.
Yeah, because their first album came out like 89 or something like that.
Like
right?
they was talking about it, and I'm like, damn, yo, it's really like that, and you hear so many of those stories. Like when you run into people in the industry, man, I'm telling you, the stuff that you hear, like they think it's a fairy tale. I'm not, like I said, it's not the industry itself. The industry is not living. It's the people that's in the industry that know they can do something different.
Right.
You know, but it's a power play. It's that power play, and it's even worse for the female artists. To tell you the truth,
Absolutely.
like that
costs a lot.
The shit that the female artists go through, bro. The shit is crazy, bro.
Because first, you know what I'm saying, they try, well, I ain't even going to say that because, I mean, that's the unspoken shit because they try that shit with the men too. But.
Man, listen, hold on. Let me get a sip. Hold on. I already know where you're going.
Let me Terry Crews you. Come
Hold
here.
on. It might start glitching, yo.
Let me Terry Crews you.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
Let me Terry Crews you. Just don't cry.
As a woman, it's like, first of all, niggas is coming at you with their dick out. Pause. You know what I'm saying? And then you try to dodge that or work your way around that because you can't just straight out be like, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
You gotta work your way around that shit like, you know what I mean? You gotta be political with that shit, and then they gonna come start talking to you like you stupid.
That's why I kind of respect Rick Ross. You notice he never signed the female.
Yeah.
You heard when he said like, nah, I'm not doing that. He said because I'm gonna try to fuck her. Like basically like.
At least, yo,
I'm not doing it.
If you know that,
I'm not doing it.
That if you know that,
yeah, that's why Rick Ross.
Like,
knows he never ever even thought about a female.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that shit, everybody know who Rick Ross is.
Yeah,
a lot of these chicks gonna come at him like that.
Yeah. So
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna throw this nigga some pussy. You gonna get me? You know what I mean?
And
Like,
then you catch a case, or then you get a bad rep. You know what?
it's too much that come with it.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And then all the
It's not
maintenance.
worth
What you do for Meat Mills? What you do for these guys?
Yo,
You ain't putting makeup, heels, and
that's what it be
hair
too.
hats, and
I heard.
not hair hats. So getting their hair done.
I've heard a few different people that, you know what I'm saying, that I know, like yo,
It's a
I don't
lot.
want to deal with a female because they cost too much.
It costs a
You know what I'm
lot.
saying? Before a word comes out their mouth,
Yeah.
you gotta pay for this, you gotta pay
Put
for
them in the
that.
finest stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I think everybody by now know who Ice Spice is. Yes. Do y'all guys know a song that she has done?
I can't sing one.
Yeah, I'm not
song?
doing it.
Yeah, song
Like,
she's
do we
done.
I know the one.
Oh, that one that you thought I was filming you shit.
Yeah.
She gotta I think that she, like, I looked at her, I watched her interview. I think that she has all the makings of a star because her personality, and people may think I'm crazy, but when she was doing the interview, she kinda has this, like, if you've ever watched Beyonce do an interview, she's very laid back. And I can see Ice Spice getting into, like, acting and all that. She's very comfortable with it, and she has that star quality.
Yeah.
And she thinks before she talks.
That's
Like,
a good thing.
she's very
It's like she media
knowledgeable about
trained.
stuff.
So she might be-
She's very well.
She might be
groomed.
marketable. Like
Yeah, so I think
she
and
working
that's
on those
I mean,
360.
she definitely marketable.
Well, look at what's that guy? Lil Yachty. He came got his album, but now he doing little movies. He got sneaker deals. This dude do a little bit of
That's what I'm
everything.
saying. When you parlay yourself,
Like,
when
I'm
you
not-
parlay
you know,
yourself
I'm
and
not-
your relationships into certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's smart. Was
That's what
I
I'm
a
saying.
fan of his music
I'm not a
ever?
fan of his
No,
music,
that
yeah,
wasn't
but
never my shit.
I
but-
respect his hustle.
Right. You
He
gotta
in a little
respect
bit
the
of
hustle.
everything.
Yeah.
He was in
Yeah.
that corny ha part too, man. I don't know.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but
Yeah,
Guess
I watched
what?
That trailer made me say
That shit put
ain't
some
no
bread
way.
in his pocket.
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
shit, and that's another
He
thing too.
working.
It probably put a little bit of bread in his pocket, but that shit probably forged him a couple of relationships that put him on to some other shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a lot involved, man.